Shalom Israel first. I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh by Shemi outside, by Shemi Kakadash. Still want to see Apostle Elsgare Millstone, Peace Citation, One Dirt of Israel. But this lesson, I want to title it, There's No Losing in the Lord. All right, and basically, if you in this truth, count yourself blessed. I, myself, first and foremost, Lord willing, be part of the elect. It's only W's, right? No matter how bumpy this road gets, no matter how much hell you catch, best believe if you are serving the Lord Yahweh by Shemi Yahushua, you winning. All right. This is Surah, and mind you, look at it like a game, right? The game's already rigged. All right, the elect already got the victory. All right. Scripture says these are the days that have came out of great tribulation. The tribulation wasn't the end all be all. Right? But the deliverance was, the salvation was, And that's what we gotta understand and endure, we gotta basically count the cost. We can catch hell and whatnot, but we just read Sirach the second chapter. That's really all I gotta say. But let me read Sirach 1. Oh my gosh. Fucking monkeys. Where these niggas be coming from? Nigga like a fucking Simpson, bro. We gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. Sirach 1 and 11, it says, the fear of the Lord is honor and glory and gladness and a crown of rejoicing. And mind you, Scripture says before honor is humility. So before we achieve these things, Lord willing, we have to be tested. We have to be brought low. We have to look at Yahushua. Yahushua, he was brought low. He was humiliated. Mind you, he's the son of the Most High, the only begotten son. And look how low the Lord brought him. But guess what? Look how high the Lord has esteemed him. In the heavens, all judgment is given to Yahushua. Everything bows at Yahushua. Besides Yahweh, of course. Because Yahweh, he's the supreme, all right? But all authority has been given unto Yahushua. And we're just waiting. Yahushua is waiting to get this glory on earth, all right? But it says, the fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart and giveth joy and gladness and a long life, all right? There's life in serving the Lord, just look at testimonies, and hear testimonies how the Lord has delivered bros, how the Lord has delivered you, So there's multiple times that the Lord has delivered us and we didn't even know it. All right. What's that? Psalms 34:7. The angel of the Lord encampeth around those that fear the Lord and delivereth them. So we be getting delivered and we don't even know it. All right. But that takes faith to believe that. All right, because all these fucking demons out here, like, one snap of the fingers, these niggas can go berserk. All right, and if you don't got a hedge around you, you're fucked. All right, hence why these people, they be catching judgment. How they be catching judgment? It's because they got hits on them. All right, they don't have a hedge. All right, they're not under that Psalms the 91st chapter covering, and that right there. Well, Lord will not get that, but it says, but let me keep reading. It says, whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. All right, to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. It's ultimately the elect are the only ones who gonna fear the Lord. All right. But it says, let me get this in the GNT. Let's see what it says. All right, so Rock 1:12. All right. Sirach 1 and 11, it says, if you fear the Lord, honor and pride will be yours. You will be crowned with happiness and joy. To honor the Lord is a heartfelt delight. It will give you a long and happy life. At the end of your days, all will go well for you. The Most High will bless you on the day of your death. All right. To fear the Lord is the first step to wisdom. Wisdom is given to the faithful in their mother's womb. All right. But it says, it will go at the end of your days, all will go well for you. And mind you, we want mercy at the end of the day, because what the Lord's about to bring, it's going to be, it's going to be pretty heavy, right? Let me take that back. It's going to be a fearful time, that we're entering into. All right, read 2nd Ezra. Ezra says, woe is me, who delivered me in those days. We looking for Yahweh Ba'ashmi Al-Shah to protect us in those days. All right, and the fear of the Lord, you in this truth, that's the W. All right, because these people in the world, they not winning. All right, it looks like they're winning, but they're not. Psalm 91:1, it says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. All right, the secret place of the Most High is truth. It says, I will say of the Lord, he's my refuge and my fortress, my power in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And what's the noisome pestilence? The missiles. That's the basically the icing on or the cherry on top of the destruction. That's gonna finish it all. All right. And how you gonna escape from that? You're gonna need divine intervention. We're gonna need Yahweh Ba'ashmi Al-Shah to deliver us. All right. Read Matthew 24:31. The Lord, he shall send his angels and basically gather the elect from the four winds of heaven. All right, roughly paraphrasing. That's the gathering. All right, 2nd Ezra's the 2nd chapter. The crowning ceremony. Revelation, I believe it's 7. Talking about the elect. Basically, these are they that came out of great tribulation. All right. 1 Corinthians 15 chapter. In a moment, a twinkling of an eye, should be changed. And how is that going to happen? Through the so-called UFO, as the world calls it. All right. The Lord, he coming on a big ship to gather his elect. All right. And while that's happening, the missiles are going to be raining down on this place. All right. And if you are not in the chariot, you're cooked, literally. All right. It says, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. All right. Let me skip down to 8 verse. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. And these people think that this is it. Nothing's going to happen, this, that, and the third. But we're looking at what's to come. We're not looking at now. The Lord, he's protecting us now, but how much more in the times to come? When our life's actually at stake. You got people hunting you down and shit. There's calamities that, everywhere. There's famine, riots, all this fucking chaos. We're going to be looking for Yahweh Ba'ashmi Al-Shah to deliver us. All right. These people, they're going to be losing they minds. All right. Because they don't have the stability. All right. And, if you got this truth, count yourself blessed. All right. Because, these people, they're immersed in darkness. All right. They don't know what's going on. They think that they can trust in the system, or they lean on their own understanding, and that right there, that's to your own detriment. That's to your own demise. All right, that shit's not going to save you. All right, that's foolish. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And wisdom and knowledge of what? This truth of Yahweh Ba'ashmi Al-Shah. It says, in strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. Let's look at that word, treasure. Money or jewels in store, wealth accumulated. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So the fear of the Lord, you fear the Lord, that's honorable, that's treasure right there. Right? Why is this? Well, let's get this in the NOT. All right, Isaiah 33:6 NOT. It says, in that day he will be your sure foundation, providing a rich store of salvation, wisdom, and knowledge. The fear of the Lord will be your treasure. Let's look at it in Edamon. Not the Edamon, Strong's. Store supplies of food or drink. What does Isaiah 65 say? My servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. So at the end of the day, it's gonna go well for you. You just gotta be patient. We have to, as the world say, thug it out. We gotta endure. but at the end, it's gonna go all right for us. All right. Storehouses, armory, cellar. What's a cellar? Storeroom, pantry, storeroom. All right, and the Lord, He gonna provide. What's that? 2 Ezra 2:27. It says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance." And that's promise. The Lord, He's a man that He can't lie. So best believe you gonna have, Lord willing, we gonna be fat in that day. You know, while these people are starving their ass off, we gonna be eating and laughing at these niggas. Lord willing. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. And, you know, you got that one monkey that was saying the Apocrypha is not valid because it doesn't say that saith the Lord. Well, what does this say? Saith the Lord. You know, that's a dumb argument, but, you know, that just came to mind. But ultimately, we're going to be good. We just got to endure and trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You know, if you in this truth, count yourself blessed, you on the winning team, you know? Scripture, let's go to Psalms. There's so many scriptures coming to my mind. Or let me, actually, before I get that, because I want to tie home a point. This is where, you know, these people are going to see, the Lord is going to show the value of His men. You know, who he's been dealing with, all right? And let me just read it. Isaiah 13, and I'll start at 11. It says, "And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." All right? It says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir." All right? And that right there is talking about an elect man. All right? The elect, an elect man. You're going to see how precious an elect man is in that day. All right, Lord willing, it be us. Let's go to Isaiah 32:2. All right, because of this. "And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land." All right. So basically, a man of the Lord is going to be a hedge protection, you know. And hence, with that, you're going to have this, Isaiah 4:1. "And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." All right, "In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel." All right. But 7 women shall take hold of one man. All right, you see the problem of these women. Women are hypergamous, so they're going for what they see as winning. You know, these niggas in the world, they got a little bit of money and, you know, quote unquote clout and shit. Bro, these niggas about to lose terribly. Scripture says the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. You gonna have grown ass men crying like bitches in that day. You know, as Ezra said that. Why do I see I think Ezra said it as well, but I believe it's Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30 and I think it's 6. Yeah, Jeremiah 36, it says, "Ask ye now and see whether a man do travail a child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, and a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right? So you're going to have, it's going to get ugly out here. All right? And if you don't have this truth, you're screwed. All right? But guess what? The Lord has blessed us with this truth. Lord willing, you know, we're chosen. Hey, we on the winning team. All right? That's why, as it says right here, Psalms 37:1, it says, fret meaning to worry. "Worry not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity." All right, so, man, to hell with these niggas. You know? It looks like they winning, but they not. It says, "For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb." All right, so basically these niggas about to get chopped down. All right, the Lord is going to destroy these niggas. "Trust in the Lord and do good, so shall thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. All right. This whole chapter's fire, but let's see if there's a. Oh, it's beautiful. Psalms 37 and I started 23. It says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread." I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. All right. Basically, there's no losing. You know. Let me go to. This whole chapter's fire, but let me see something right quick. Let me go to Psalm 73. All right, Psalm 73, and start at 12, and I'll skip down, or I'll read down. This is Psalm 73 and 12. "Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world; they increase in riches. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency." All right. Now, the flesh may tell you that, I'm losing. I'm going through hell. These people, they just winning. It looks like I can't catch no break. Man, to hell with that shit, bro. That's a fucking that's a feminine demon. What did I do? But we gotta arm ourselves with the mind of we gotta have that mindset of Micah. "I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him." All right, we fucked up. All right, now obviously it hurts to say, but that's the truth. All right, and it's accountability. That's manly right there. It says, "If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the children of that generation, of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood either end." So the Lord has given us the secrets to the end all be all of these people. All right, these niggas ain't winning. You see what's going on. Prophecy is being put in place, and these niggas are losing it. They're slowly losing. All right, but it's an investment. Investment don't hit. An investment takes time. And we're at the time where it's about to hit. So you bros that's been laboring, best believe, this investment, this truth is going to skyrocket. It's going to hit. All right. Then that's when the table's going to turn. All right. But until then, we got to keep pushing. All right. This goes for me first and foremost. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I might end it here. There's no losing in the Lord. Let's get that too. I'll end it off on here. Romans 8 and 28. It says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are the called according to His purpose." All right. So, hey, all things work together for good to them that love the Most High. So whether you're going through good times or bad times, if you have a good mind to the Lord, you serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, it's all gonna work out in your favor. Best believe. There you go. Sirach 10. No, it's not this one. There you go. Sirach 26 and 4. It says, "Whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance." All right. So, hey, we not losing, brothers. All right. Though we catch our hells, we taking, some punches, this ain't the end all be all. This, as Apostle Paul says, this is for our short affliction, roughly paraphrasing. So, hey, just stay focused, brothers. Lord, one of the lessons that are fine and well said. When you've all praise, glory, honor to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahshua, B'Hashem Kakodash. Next time, shalom.